Hi Libra, welcome to your horoscope. Libra, this is the part of the 2020 and beyond series that I'm doing for each sign to look at what are the longer term trends, longer term transits that will shape your coming year as well as the years coming ahead. This is the video in which we're going to cover a specific aspect that is happening on 21st of December when Saturn and Jupiter will be coming together in a specific part of your life after 20 years. And these two planets together, they create the very structure of our material world. This is the most important external planet or outer planet conjunction that impacts us on a material basis, on a day-to-day basis, in our career, in the kind of jobs we should be in, or the kind of gainfulness we can derive out of the current profession we are in, what kind of activities we should undertake for us to be more socially gainful, materially gainful, to contribute more to the society. These two planets together, Saturn being the structure, Jupiter being the expansion, define the very structure of our expansion going forward in the next 20 years. What's happening right now is that Sun is shining the light in the very same area of your life where Saturn and Jupiter will come together in December. More importantly, on 21st of March, Saturn will enter this very area of your life after 28 years. Saturn takes 28 years to come back to an area of our life, and whenever it comes back to an area of our life, it gives us the self-discipline and the structure to create value out of that part of your life. And Libra, for you, that part of your birth chart, that part of your life is your creative self-expression. It is the house of joy. It is the house of being yourself. It is the house of taking risk on your creative talents and passions. So Libra, what we might be doing in the month of February and March, we might be getting new ideas of what to do when it comes to opening something new or starting something new, when it comes to our creativity, when it comes to our self-expression. We might be getting engaged in something that is just for fun, has always been just for fun for you. It could be a hobby which is gainful. It could be something that brings pure joy to you because you're allowed to draw pleasure from doing it. You sort of do it for the sake of doing it because you like doing it, doing something because you feel driven towards it, you feel passionate towards it, which uses your creativity. And you are a creative sign. Your creative genius and self-expression being rooted into a gainful activity, radiating confidence and joy out of that, feeling bold doing it, feeling passionate doing it. You'll derive not just pleasure out of it, there is a huge amount of creative and social impact that comes out of it. It could be a long loved hobby. This is the house of giving birth to something that we are passionate about. It could be a creative venture. It could be somebody who we love and we go into a joint business with them, or there's a shared vision with somebody who's coming into your life. And because this is a long term trend, we are just at the onset of it. So right now in the month of February and March, some ideas might be coming in, a person might be coming in, or you might be feeling bold enough, confident enough, joyful enough to go into something new. And then when Saturn enters this very area of your life on 21st of March, the next 2.5 years become about creating the structure of this creative genius so that we can create something valuable out of it. It becomes the 2.5 years of you creating your legacy. This is the house of leaving a legacy to the world, a legacy of your creativity, legacy of your skill set, legacy of something that you are gifted in. Saturn here will give you the stability to release your talents in a productive fashion. It will give you the discipline to express your creativity in a productive fashion. It wants you to share your gifts with others. It wants you to be open about your self-expression to the general population, to the networks you're part of. It is giving you the discipline to learn to put your heart into what you do. It is giving you the discipline to lay down the foundation of a hobby or a love interest or a child to make it into something more than they were before. So hobbies become careers. Love is tested for stability, but at the same time, long term love interests come in our life with whom we share our vision, with whom we share our creativity, with whom we share our future. So these are future oriented people who come in our life who we love and adore, and they become a part of our shared vision. This is the house of children. Either a business that is like a child to you, or an actual child who you might have or will have, who will become a part of your growth, who will become part of your teaching process, who will become a part of your joy and passion, who will provide more stability to you, and their growth will become a part of your growth process as well. When Saturn is in this area of your life, our children become our mirrors and teacher, and we contribute to their growth by creating a boundary of our own passions, by creating a parenting technique that we know works for both us and the child who we are with. You set the parental boundaries to help your child grow, and you grow with them. We are more responsible in love when this happens. We fall in love with our life, but in such a fashion that we want to create more out of our life. You'll be doing something meaningful with the talents you have. It will encourage you to be more responsible with what you create. It will give you a structure of your creativity so you can create something that's valuable. This is a house of play. With Saturn coming over here, we play responsibly. There's a self discipline in sports, in creativity, in love, in parenting that comes with it. And Saturn helps us define the structure of your legacy that you will be leaving behind long after you're gone, because you will be giving structure to what you're truly passionate about. Saturn has been in your fourth house for the last 2.5 years, since December 2017. This is a tough position that you have been in the last 2.5 years, because Saturn, when it comes in the very foundation of our life, it shifts the very ground we stand on. So the last 2.5 years have been on laying down the groundwork, foundation of what's about to come, skills needed for who you are becoming, letting go of old emotional patterns, creating emotional and home resources to make you comfortable to be able to do something more than what you have done before. So once this emotional stable core and this home and family life has been settled, in some way the real estate or the place of living has been solidified, now you are laying down the bricks of what comes on top of that, because the stability that you have tried to create over the course of last 2.5 years will help you release your feelings, express your creativity. It will let others experience you fully, because you'll be sure in your core of who you are. So, starting from March, you'll find that because of the groundwork you have laid down in the last 2.5 years, you feel more confident in who you are. You feel more sure of who you want to be, how you want to express yourself. You feel more sure and responsible in the kind of love relationship you want to get into. You are getting more and more confident in how you handle children, how you parent your children. You become more responsible about the entertainment that you use in your valuable time. So if there are things that we sort of have been spending time on, which are our hobbies or entertainment, we become more focused on getting value out of them. So the entertainment is focused on valuable activities. We closely examine our creative potential, because in order to create your legacy, you would be looking at what is the base condition you have, what is in your heart. And we learn to put what's in our heart into what we do, in terms of our output, our worldly output. And that becomes your source of abundance over the course of next 20 years. Jupiter will join this very area of your life in December when it meets Saturn on 21st of December. You'll start feeling it from November. Jupiter starts adding positivity, enthusiasm, opportunities, and expansion to this area of your life. It's the most beautiful position for Jupiter to have, because Jupiter brings luck, and this is the house of luck. So, feeling that karma is on your side, feeling that luck is in your side, feeling that what you what you play, what you create, your joy, that is the source of your abundance going forward. It sort of makes you feel at ease in who you are. It makes you more sure of who you are. It helps you recreate yourself, your identity in a creative fashion. It lets you be in your element. It lets you expand who you are while being sure of yourself and while keeping in check that you enjoy what you're doing. So, Jupiter will open new opportunities, new ways of self expression. It will expand if you are looking to set up a business. This is an excellent aspect to have. It's possible that if you're setting up a creative venture or a business of your own, or if you're deciding to invest, because this is the house of luck and if I may say it, it's like luck out of nowhere. So this is if you've been planning to sort of invest in markets, or you've been looking to sort of make wealth out of taking a chance on your talents by setting up a creative ventures, you will find your risk appetite expand as a result of Jupiter entering there in December. But as a precursor to that, you will start laying down the groundwork of it starting from now. Even in the month of February, you will experience it. It could just be purely you meeting a couple of friends, and then some idea pops up. You meet somebody who you love and are passionate about it, and some new ideas start flowing in. You are enjoying, playing, enjoy, and just letting yourself flow, and something gainful comes out of it. Something productive comes out of it. Your long loved hobby, which you were not feeling sure about making into something productive, you get ideas to make it happen. There is no staying alone over here. This is a house where our creativity is outwardly flowed, and you are a outwardly flowing person, meaning you are a person who benefits by being extroverts, by being a part of network. You are more gainful if you allow your ideas to be shared with others. You are more gainful when you're part of a larger group, when you're networking, when you're socializing, when your unique talents and creative intelligence is given form on gainful platforms. So you will get opportunities and ideas to showcase your talents in a social network, on a platform, with people of similar opinions or similar interests or similar vision. This is a way to get independent in income. This is a way to have a self owned business. This is a way to add more creativity to your existing work. This is the way to be very unique in what you're doing in your existing jobs. You will be very successful and profitable if you network, if you sort of you pay respect to building a network at this stage, a set of people who would help you get there. These are friends, these are influential business partners. These are people, part of social network, who will come with you, who will come together with you. It's easier for Libra as a sign to be admired by crowds, to have a fan set. And that is also very much a part of your destiny. To activate that part of your chart as a result of these planets coming over here, where you leverage your ability to bring people together, to have people like what you do, to have the confidence to stage your unique creativity with people. And the hobbies that, as an example, let's dig in deeper. Let's go to the next level. This is the overview. Let's dig in deeper in what kind of things, what kind of hobbies. These are high-tech hobbies. It could involve gadgets. Even if they are artistic hobbies, you will be using technology for it. So if it is that you are into art, there's a usage of digital in it, digital arts. This could be your passions and creativity in form of your hobbies involving gadgets, involving technology, involving computer games, involving fun, social networking, involving bringing people together for fun. This is where gains come because you are in your element. So this has to come easy. This is not struggle. This is struggle that comes natural to you. This is work that comes natural to you. This is your creative gifts that have come from beyond and we don't know from where. This is the karma of past lives that comes as gift to us. So your passions and creativity, your hobbies, which involve you just having fun in a social network, festivals, fun, enjoyment, bringing people together for fun, arts, creativity, possibly involving some form of digital or high tech tools to do it. This is also where humanitarian efforts come out, and they're done out of love with the one you love. It could be because this is the house of children. It's possible that sometimes our gains come from our investment into our children, your creative kids, or by you catering to your child's creativity or creativity of the child within you. Karmic gains come as a result of this kind of enlightenment within. We sort of click with ourselves when this happens. It's like, I am confident in who I am while doing this. I feel in my skin. I feel things are happening as they're supposed to be when this happens. So this is like having fun while doing something that I know is my destiny, that I know is my legacy. And there is a technology element to it, humanitarian element to it, social element to it. This is not alone. This is you doing it with people you love, people who come together with you. This is a social network, a set of people who you love coming together to do it. This could be knowledge linked, because you are a air sign and this is a air house. So knowledge is very much the part and parcel of forte of Libras. You are best at acquiring knowledge and then using that to create something of value. For example, in stock market, this is the house of stock market, investing in stock markets and gaining out of them. Or this is luck in game of chance. So sort of a lottery that comes, but you have to go with a plan. It is like when you invest in stock market, you have done your analysis, you have thought through the criteria of it, but many of us do that. It doesn't mean that all of us gain out of it. When this house is activated, especially when Jupiter moves here in December, the stock market gains increase quite a lot. But creating the strategies of getting into the market, what are the best segments to go into, what is the leverage, what is the plan, what is the technology, what are the kind of trading tools you need. All of that groundwork you'll start laying down, in my view. Now you will be looking at those opportunities from right now. The investments are better made, in my view, when Jupiter moves here, because you have more opportunities of gains coming out of it. Or it's possible that the investments are made now and the gains are taken out when Jupiter moves into this house in December. It could be this is your house of love. This is your house of what your heart truly wants. So, this could be the time when very offbeat lovers come in your life, where love life is very activated, unpredictable to some extent. And those people who suddenly come in your life as lovers, they become part of your shared vision. They become part of what you're building, they become part of your creativity. There are insights on love that you yourself might have, that you might be sharing from others, with others through a platform. So, having this deep, because you are Libra, you are Venus. You are ruled by Venus. Venus is love. Venus is prosperity. Venus is beauty. Knowing this in your core, that this is part of your DNA, love, beauty, prosperity is part of your DNA. Now feeling sure enough to express your ideas on them to others through a platform. Knowing and understanding children. This is the house of children, knowing and understanding children and parenting styles, and sharing those ideas through social network or through innovative concepts on how to promote creativity in children, sharing that with people, daring to do things differently, involving love, involving arts, involving children, involving stock market is your road to success here, is the area of gainfulness for you as a sign. And there is there's a sensitivity which you have naturally, where you have appreciation for others, where you have appreciations for people who come together with you. That leadership style, that way of being, of nourishing the child within yourself as well as of the people who are coming in touch with you, that is a very important quality that will serve you well to keep in mind while going into this. Focus on the progress of your own creative ventures. Focus on the progress of your hobbies. Focus on the progress of your children, learning from your children. whether they are yours or of somebody close to you. This is when we start appreciating our sources of joy and passion, and we start taking more risk in life. We appreciate our hobbies more. We realize the importance of fun in life and how, when we are following our bliss, things start happening. Enjoying your life, playing, performing, being on the stage, being spontaneous, being ready to take risk, taking pride in our creations, taking pride in our love affairs, in our children, in our hobbies, in the freedom of expression. You are in your best color when this house is activated. I'm so excited for it. I have three Libras at home, and Libra as a sign has been through a lot because Saturn in your foundation, it sort of dries you up a little bit because it's preparing you for having the emotional strength to take on more risk in life. So the last 2.5 years when Saturn was squaring Libras, it's a time, and you'll find that lighten up as this year goes by. Saturn will be briefly there in this house between July and December. The Saturn will be in your fourth house where it's a little bit heavier. It feels heavier. Again, between 1st of July to about early part of December, you will have that revisit very briefly for some last minute touches. It's like, I laid the seeds of what I want to do going forward in my creative ventures, but maybe there is a bit of my emotional foundations and home structure that needs a little bit more finishing touches, and that happens between July and December. But the seeds of this is coming. This is coming your way, and this is beautiful. Enjoying your life, playing, performing, being spontaneous, ready to take on more risk, involved with children, involved with hobbies, freedom of expression, your best colors. That is what the next couple of years are the source of abundance to you. Wanting to be noticed, if I may say. You will be sensitive to attention because this is a time when we want to be seen. We want appreciation of our creative talents from others, and it will come. But you have to keep always in your mind that you're here to play. This is your house of letting your inner child play. So the social norms and the social diktats cannot define who you're becoming over here. So you have to keep the balance of these two parts. You'll be taking chances. You will be in showmanship. You'll be spreading joy by being joyful yourself in what you do. This is where our children could be very unique in nature. There are some of you who will be giving birth to children, and children born, usually Libras give birth to, as a sign, they have the potential to give birth to children who are very uniquely genius in their way. They could be very rebellious, if I may say. They could be very progressive. This is the house that teaches us how to get the best out of them and to create gains out of their genius, to create gains out of their uniqueness, to sort of how to have a progressive way of parenting them so their uniqueness is maintained while they are protected in the outer world as well. So because we try to, sometimes in trying to protect our children, we tend to suppress their creativity. It teaches us how to nurture their creativity, while we can clearly see that they are rebellious, they are progressive, but they're unique and they're genius and they're intelligent in their natural way by being a very different kind of parent. This is Libras as a sign, especially Libra rising, are like friends to their children. So you define a new form of parenting when this happens. There's a new start in your chapter with your kids. There is a new start and chapter of your creative ideas, your arts. And at this time, you could have fun volunteering for something you like, and something can come out of that. You're just doing something because your heart tells you you need to do it right now. It could be volunteering your time or doing certain creative activities just to help somebody out, working for pleasure, doing things because your heart tells you to, for humanitarian reasons, for volunteering, for happiness, without any expectations of something coming on the other side, and something comes nonetheless because it's part of your destiny. You also have Uranus at this point, Libra, in your eighth house of sudden shifts. So there are certain transformation. When Uranus is in our house of eight, or in our eighth house of transformation, sudden shifts come in our life. Sudden, um, there's a certain part of a personality that was not known to us that gets released with Uranus. Uranus is a planet of freedom, and it is going to be in this house till 2026. We come out of our comfort zone when Uranus is here. We come out of an addicted life, a life that we were addicted to, because it is the task of Uranus to free ourselves, to sort of cut off the conventional manners. It wants us to go deeper, be more tolerant about who we are, become more familiar with who we are. So you would find yourself sudden shifts in your life happening, because these are shifts that happen that are not in our control sometimes. There's sudden transformations that come. So the guidance for Uranus in 8th is always to try to be flexible in life changes, because they are taking to a more powerful position. There can be certain surprises and twists, and some of you might have already experienced this because Uranus has been there since last year. So if you're an early degree Libra, especially if you have planets around 2, 3, 4 degree of Libra, which is around 25th, 26th, 27th September born Libra might have already experienced a, a sort of a turning point, a shift in who you are, a shift in how you handle your personal power, shift in how you handle relationships, how you handle power relationships, power equation in relationships. How do you manage your shared resources with your spouse? How do you manage the balance of power with your business partners, with your sponsors, with your spouse sometimes? How do you handle that? There is a shift in that, and there is a side of you that you did not see before, a very passionate side of you, a very primal side of you, because you are letting off an unconventional side of you free when Uranus is here. There are sides of us, and these are the sides. These are the sides that Libra are not even aware of that exist within themselves. The side of lust, of jealousy, of possession. These are passions in different forms that are unleashed sometimes, and you see that in front of you. But the teaching of Uranus in 8th is to accept all the parts of us and integrate that into who you are productively. So you will find different sides of you suddenly showing up. There's like a discovery of things that are below the surface. It completely changes your physical life, your sexual life. It liberates you in some way sexually. It also shifts the power equations in your relationships. It shifts how you handle the others in your life. It gives certain surprises and twists, but the this feeds very well into you freeing your self-expression, because this area of your life liberating means that there is nothing to hide below the surface. There is nothing left to hide below the surface. The changes that happen, the dramatic transformations that happen in your life, they bring out you fully in the open. You are who you are, and you accept yourself for who you are. You own all parts of it. This is the house excuse me. This is the house which we define in ancient astrology as the house of coiled serpent. This is like the Kundalini. So there is a secret passage to power within which is unleashed. So there is a part of you that you did not see, and this sort of adds to your physical power. There's more stamina to do things when this happens. There's more creative depth in what you do. There's more depth in the work you do. There's more depth in the relationships. And it could come through a little bit of like not going through such a stable period when that happens. Seen many of my clients as well as my friends go through this, and this is a period when I've seen them change completely as a person. This happens once in your lifetime that Uranus is in this house for you. Its purpose is to free you in your full power. So you'll find yourself sort of being more, if I may say, even aggressive in your relationships. You'll find yourself asserting your power more in your relationships. You'll find a sudden part of you that you want to leave behind now, which was holding you back. You'll find yourself probing beneath the surface on subtle things like psychology, like astrology. You'll be discovering things that you were not discovering before. There are uh, sort of the parts of you which are unconventional that we sometimes hide because we think they are socially not acceptable. They come out in the open, and they are important to come out in the open because they let you be fully you. And you'll find that the way you handle your partners, the way you handle the proceeds of your relationships will shift quite significantly. How you ask for your fair share in partnerships will change quite significantly as a result of that. And you'll find yourself doing that at this time as well. Just, I want you to be flexible to the sudden twists and turns that come with it, because we have to be able to ride this out to get to the gainful part of life. So good luck for that, Libra, and I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.